I don't think it's going to happen, actually. I think the market would view that as very positively, though, given the weather and the seasonal adjustments and all these kinds of issues. What we need this year is wildly consensus is we need earnings. And so a big job number like that would indicate that in spite of all these near-term headwinds where we've had bad durable goods and bad ISM reports and some inventory building, it would really send a strong message, I think, and I think it would be embraced if it were above it.
Yeah, well, you're still in earnings season, but that is kind of pale. I think they're going to watch the yield on the 10-year because that reacts to so many other things. They'll go back to watching the Japanese yen. And then we'll see. A lot of people, the other thing is, coming into the payroll numbers, there's a segment of traders who think that it's a natural bullish setup. If you get a good number, that's good. If you get a bad number, that's weather. So they've got to get out of jail free card.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some reaction. Man, I'd be curious to see what the market is doing right now with that information. For myself, yes, I would be surprised by that. It seems to us going forward that the ECB is going to be extremely accommodative, and we thought that could have started today. Clearly, there's something else that they're waiting to see. But no, yeah, we are definitely surprised by that. Yeah, because I don't think it was fully priced in.
Okay.
I think the expectation is that they will go that route. But again, it wasn't fully priced in for today.
No, he's basically saying we're staying the course. We're not going to do anything new. We'll look at it again in March. And I think that provided some calm to the marketplace today. So Europe has done everything they could to encourage the money managers and insurance companies there to buy bonds of the periphery nations. And of course, the ECB in Europe also has coerced, prodded, moved to get the money managers, central banks, and banks in Europe to buy the same bonds in the southern nations. And that's what's pushed the yields down, Rick, not that the economy is any better, because it's not.
If you look at the numbers in the last quarter and what's likely in this quarter, it's fairly clear that they need to fix electronics. I mean, electronics is the heart and soul of Sony. If they're to recover from this, they essentially have to cut away the fat. Clearly, I think the PC industry has been undergoing structural decline, and I think Sony's position within that is weak. Exit from PCs, I think, makes a lot of sense, and certainly an exit via, I would say, a partial sale of the operation would make a lot of sense for Sony, who can then redeploy the resources from that to, for instance, growing the successful PlayStation business. What's been good certainly in the market-wise has been things like automotive components, electronic components. Japanese firms that have been exposed to that, backed by also a weak yen, have done very, very well profit-wise. And if you add restructuring to the mix, they've done even better. Panasonic is certainly an exemplar of that. The problem with Sony, of course, is that its core business is consumer electronics. That happens to be one of the areas where the conditions are still very poor. Clearly, some companies are doing well, something like Apple or Samsung.